nearby Brooklyn.
I was like,
you
I
let me
don't know
know.
about around here.
I don't know what's around here. I don't know. We gotta order something. I mean, maybe we're gonna order in. We'll
Oh yeah, I was like, we can have
delivery.
one here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All set. Cool. Okay. 1 second. Good. All right. Mike Draper here again. We're here with the Shelly Wasso. If you don't know who she is, you absolutely should. We're here in New York City. We're on a business mastermind retreat. I'm gonna hear about the fan. I'm gonna turn it off.
Oh yeah.
Might be. Close this. Let's reset that. Super easy. Okay. All set, rolling. Cool. Mike Draper here. We are here with the amazing Shelly Wasso. If you don't know who she is, you absolutely should. We're here in New York City. We're actually in Brooklyn right now in a studio, and we're here on a mastermind retreat for business owners, entrepreneurs, helping them grow their business and just learn from each other. And we're here doing a podcast talking about everything she does, everything and everyone she helps, why she's doing it, and we're here just to learn a little bit more about her and what she's got going on. So if you don't know Shelly, she has a company called Do It Rich. Why do you need a blueprint for your life? Her background, she's got 25 years of corporate experience at the executive vice president level. She's a real bad A of a woman, but she will never tell you that. She's very humble. The humility level is at an ultimate high with this one here. Multiple income streams. She's been debt-free for her entire life. Married to her high school sweetheart, Larry, who is I've met and known. He again is just, it's like the epitome of a relationship that you would just thrive and want, and their relationship with their kids is just everything. They have 2 boys. They're 25 and 21, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And she's the founder and CEO of Do It Rich. The amazing Shelly Wasso.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
First off, Do It Rich. What does that mean? What is it?
So Do It Rich, I think I'll start with Do It Rich is a training company that I founded. And where it came from is just really over time what my husband and I have worked on and how we got from, where we were to where we are today. And one thing that I love about Do It Rich is I want to change and get people to get excited about the word rich, because I feel like there's a negative, there's some negative
like stigma
feelings,
yeah,
when you say the word rich.
Yeah.
And I really want people to love the word for 2 reasons. I want them to love the word for the money, right? So love to learn, love to talk about it with their children, have great conversations about it. But then there's another whole side of the word rich that I think is really important, and something that took us time to learn along the way, something that really helped me excel in my corporate career, and is to understand also that rich means abundance, and that we have to learn to find richness in all areas, all buckets of our life in order to really excel when we think about money.
Yeah, so I love that. It's great. So financially, so numbers wise, rich, I think is very measurable, right? It's this number, that number. There's a measurement stick there to know whether or not you're hitting your goals. How do you measure rich in other areas of your life, right? I have an 8-year-old daughter. Her name's Ellie. You've met her, and what would be a standard someone could use? Maybe it's how you use it, or what you teach to your clients. How can I be rich with Ellie?
Yeah, so I think a couple things. Well, first, it equates to setting goals with Ellie, right? So we have to understand, together, how much time you're going to have, what things you're going to do together, setting goals together. That's where you find the richness together. It's learning to include her in the blueprint of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to share one of my favorite quotes
Please.
ever. It's from Zig Ziglar. And it's something that I say over and over and over again is Americans spend more time planning their wedding than they do planning their marriage.
That's yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, like I like to say, listen to that one more time. Americans spend more time planning their wedding than they do planning their marriage.
Why do you think that is?
Because we're not taught to. I feel like when we think about goals, we just think about setting goals for work, and we really don't know how, nor do we take the time to set goals. We either set health goals or we set money goals, but we don't really set goals with our children or relationship goals or spiritual goals or whatever the other goals might be. And what I've learned and how I excelled in my corporate life was once I found richness in all my other buckets and how to do that, then I excelled in my corporate
So you're
career.
saying you gotta, in other words, what I'm hearing is basically fix the home life, fix what's inside you, get everything like organized with like richness in other areas of your life, and then the financial side, the business side, the career side just accelerates.
Yes.
Is that right? Well,
because what happens is we don't know how to be present in all of those other areas unless we find that richness. So, for example, when you're at the gym, you're thinking about work. When you're with Ellie, you might be thinking about work. When I'm at work, I'm thinking about Ellie, right? Because I didn't spend enough time with her, and I'm at working all these hours, and I'm thinking about her. So it's hard to accomplish your goals if you're not present in those buckets. And in order to be present in those buckets, you have to learn how to find richness in each of them.
That's brilliant. That's amazing. So if you had, for Do It Rich, your company, and who you help, who do you help? Do you help everybody? Is there someone you like to lean towards, or someone who gravitates towards you? Is it women? Is it men? Is it people in their 20s, their 40s, 50s? Like, who do you help the most, and who do you help the most?
I mean, the most I would be, my ideal client would be, of course, who I am, which is a full-time working corporate mother.
Sure.
Not necessarily corporate mother, a full-time working mom who is just running, not sure how to fit it all in, wants to spend more time with their children, can't figure out how to fit their workout in. It's the mom who just wants more, but just doesn't know how.
Yeah, so if you were to see your typical client, someone who you could help out the most, and they're sitting right here, a full-time working mom, what is happening in that mom's life where you just know that you could help them the most?
She's struggling with how to figure out and create her routine tied to her goals, because there's not enough hours in the day, which is what we tell ourselves, there's not enough hours in the day. But there is enough hours in the day if you back your goals into your routine and show up every day. It's actually simple. We make it harder than it is.
Sure.
We tie emotions into our goals, and then we don't show up. And so if you can tie your goals in every single bucket, back it into the how, which is your routine, and show up every day, then you get fulfilled in each of those buckets.
Absolutely. So I know you have a system that you teach clients and everyone you work with. You have a system of how to do that exactly. But like the basic framework of one part of your system is, I like how you said it, is backing your goals into your how. So backing your goals into your daily habits, your daily routines. It's like reverse engineering a problem. But you have to have the goal first to be able to reverse engineer it. And you have to be able to have your day laid out in front of you to reverse it into. So like just organization is what I'm hearing there, and intentional movements. It's amazing. And so what's one thing, so say that mom is right here and she's exhibiting all the signs where you're like, oh my gosh, I could help her out so much. And she's she's yearning for it. She wants it. She wants the help. She wants to do this thing over here. She wants to be rich in all areas of her life. What is one thing that you think they might be misunderstanding about you that is preventing them from reaching out? What is something that most people maybe misunderstand about you that you want them to know, right?
Probably sometimes when you look up to or see other people, you might think it's easy, and it's not. It's hard work, and it's showing up every day. So what I would share is that I actually do the work and show up every day. I work on myself. I stretch my goals. I'm here with the mentor, mastermind, investing in myself, doing all the things and showing up and challenging myself, doing the work with, right? So it's not just somebody who has done the work, it's like consistently doing the work. So I'm doing the work. When I do work with people, we actually do the work together, right? Because it's hard when you get homework and you have to go back to your everyday life. So I actually like to do the work with people, so they can see how we could do it together.
That's amazing. And then so you brought me some questions to ask you, and I went through them and I'm looking at them. And so there's one here. What's the one thing that prevents people from doing, or what's one thing that prevents people from their goals? So what's one thing that prevents this person? You might have touched on it earlier. What's one thing that prevents this full-time working mom from reaching her goals?
So I think it is one of the biggest things is we don't live in today. We are so worried about tomorrow, and we're so worried about what we didn't do yesterday. It goes back to being present, but I explained present a little differently before. So it's like this to-do list, right? You're like, oh my God, I didn't get through my to-do list, or oh my God, I have to do this by Friday, or I have this goal or deadline that I have to do by Friday. Or in our brains, we're consumed with, I didn't get that done yesterday. I can't believe I didn't finish what I did yesterday. I didn't go to the gym yesterday, and now I will go today. So we're constantly consuming our brain with stuff from yesterday and stuff from coming up in the week, instead of literally just waking up and doing it exactly and focusing and being present on what is today, which is backing into the routine and knowing what you have to show up for every single day. And if you didn't get it all done, whatever's on the list, it's okay, but we can't consume our brains with that because it's preventing us from showing up.
I do something a little bit similar. I love that saying of this backing into your goals, back your goals into your routine. Reverse engineer it. The how. Reverse, I love that. And so because if you do that, what I'm hearing is please correct me, is that you're going this direction over here. Here's the goal. Reverse engineer is to spend time organizing the plan, get it into your how, and as long as you're focused on the how, the little details here, you already know it's going that way. You don't have to think about the goal over here, which is distracting you from the today's strategy to get there. Let's see. Let me go back to your questions because there's something you said in here. So do you believe in finding balance for working moms? So she already says, she being the person you help out the most, that she probably she thinks she has no time on her plate, but she wants riches with her kids, with her finances, with her husband, with whoever she's with. Do you believe in finding balance for working moms?
Yeah, well, so I'm sure people have heard there's no such thing as balance, right? But it goes like this. If you have the goals and understand the who, what, and why in the buckets, and you allocate that time, right? If Ellie knows that she's going to get an hour of your time a day, or however much, maybe it's 10 hours for the week, right? So we get so caught up on balance needing to be the amount of time that we spend instead of the richness, which would be the quality. I just love the word rich though.
Yeah, it's good.
The richness of that time that you spend with them, which is being present, going back to all the things we talked about, right? It's being present in that bucket. It's understanding the goal of how much time you get with that person or whatever that goal is. It's not the same amount of time. So it's okay for me that I'm working 10 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
If I understand that my husband and I are going to get an hour that day together, but it's going to be an hour that we're completely present together, and Ellie's going to get an hour, or Mitchell or Matthew, which are our children.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, and it might not be daily with our children; they're older, right? But we know that for the week we're going to do certain things with them and have that time together, but be present when we're there.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's perfect. Thank you for all that. That's amazing. So if people want to find you, how do they get in contact with you? How do they work with you? What are your social handles? What's your website?
Yeah.
How do they find Shelly
So
Wasso?
everything is Shelly Wasso. ShellyWasso.com, Shelly Wasso on Instagram, Shelly Wasso on Facebook.
Oh man, and Shelly, is Shelly spelled
Shelly,
a special way, or is it
Shelly? That is my real name.
Yes.
Wasso, Wasso. I've been married to my high school sweetheart, so that's been my name for a long time.
That's you're owning it. That is your name. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So then lastly, if there's one thing you could leave with anyone listening, anyone watching, whether it's one person or 100 million people listening, what's one thing you want them to know?
I would say the one thing is that it's so important to just decide, right? So we might say where does my drive come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
We always think that there has to be this story. There doesn't have to be a story of oh, I came from this and here's my story. It just needs to be decide, right? My husband and I decided we were going to be the ones to change the generations, right? For our children, change generational wealth. We just decided. So just decide. The one thing that I would say is you just have to decide, and then follow through with all the other things.
That's amazing. The amazing, most humble, humility, top of mind, Shelly Wasso. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
So much fun. Thank you.
Go find her, follow her, work with her, call her, all the things. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great.
So much fun.
Yeah, that was perfect. That was amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Grab these guys.